Hey all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carole Baskin from Big Cat Rescue. Today in Big Cat News Around the World, you can go to bigcatrescue.org/news. There is a group that says there are about 125 tigers aged below 12 months in the MP in Hitavada. And this is the I can never pronounce this, Madhya Pradesh. And so they're saying that there are 125 tiger cubs that are aged 12 months or below in tiger reserves and national parks of the state. And this is really good news, I think, if there's enough room for all of those cats to grow up. I don't know what the carrying capacity is. I know the International Tiger Coalition, of which we are a part, we got together in 2009, I think, and it was our goal by the next year of the tiger, which I think is next year, to double the number of tigers in the wild. And so this will be really wonderful if there is the carrying capacity there. But you can read the full article and find out more about that. And there's also a group on Facebook that now follows that. There is a citizen group calling for an exotic animal law in Ontario because of people breeding lions there. And you can tell from this picture, they're breeding them in their backyards. Geez, what is the matter with people? This was a case where a family had been trying to breed lions in one part of Canada and they were not welcome there, and so they went to this new place in Canada, Ontario, and unfortunately they got there before the laws got fixed to keep them from setting up shop there. So now everybody's scrambling to try and keep this horrible abusive practice from happening right there in their own area. The big cat boom, 41 tiger cubs spotted in MPs. Well, that jumped, didn't it, from 41 to 125 in the matter of a few hours. So maybe it's talking about just a single reserve there. It is talking about Madhya Pradesh's Bandivar Tiger Reserve, which they call BTR, which is easier to remember for me. And in South Africa, there are plans to ban the captive lion breeding for tourism activities. This is some news that we got from the environmental minister, so that's somebody who could actually make that happen in South Africa, and I was very excited about that. Travel Weekly is following up on that story. Shizzy's Wildcat Rescue gains support of Tiger King star Carole Baskin. We're going to be doing an event for Shizzy in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I think it's going to be, you'd have to, if you just Google Shizzy's Wildcat Sanctuary, you can find for sure when it is. I'm thinking it's June the 16th, and it's $500 a plate. It's going to be a very exclusive event, lots of celebrities, lots of Ferraris. Yeah, it's going to be fun, it's going to be amazing, and it's going to help Shizzy put together his new sanctuary in North Carolina. We've been working with him for years. He's doing it all the right way, like getting all the infrastructure in place and setting up relationships with people in government and the local community, and going to the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries in order to seek accreditation before he takes in any animals. So he's really doing things the right way, and we want to support him for doing that. Netflix's Tiger King star criticizes Ashford's Big Cat Sanctuary after birth of rare jaguar cub. Yeah, because it's not a sanctuary if it's breeding cats. And they came back fighting with me, saying that they are doing good work there and that this breeding is for conservation, but this cat is not in any species survival plan. It's just going to a zoo, is my understanding, once they get over the cuteness of the cub. And that's not conservation. That's not doing right by these cats. That poor jaguar is going to spend the rest of his life in a prison cell now, thanks to them breeding him at that facility. And so I think they absolutely should have been called on the carpet. And I reached back out to them respectfully, and because they reached out to me and they were like, we just need to disagree on this. It's like, no, we don't need to disagree on this. You need to stop it. This is wrong. I used to believe this was right 20 some odd years ago. I figured it out. You can figure it out too, and you're going to hear from the public until you do. So let them know that this is not conservation. This is not the action of a sanctuary. They're not accredited by the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries because they would not accredit someplace that was breeding cats for life in prison. Big cat seized from Tiger King Park, taken in by sanctuaries. This was on CBS News. There are a number of sanctuaries who have rescued the cats from the Thackerville location where Jeff and Lauren Lowe had them. We had a drone in the air and could see that it looked like from what we could see from the 4 days we had a drone up there nearby, that we weren't seeing any evidence of the animals being fed or taken care of. And so I'm glad that the authorities finally did go in and seize these animals, but they left a bunch behind. They left behind some bobcats and caracoles and camels and wolves. Neighbors said that they had turned loose some animals, like a porcupine and a white raccoon. And then after this, we were sending the drone back up to see whether or not anybody was taking care of the animals. USDA said that there was, but we wanted to see that for ourselves, and it was raining and we weren't able to get the drone up, but we did get some footage of a truck hauling a transport, like a big horse wagon, into the place, and then the bobcats and the caracoles disappeared. So it makes me wonder where those cats may have ended up, if that's what happened to them. So we're going to keep looking into that until we find all of those animals, or I don't know what. I mean, there's a good chance we won't find them because these people are really good at hiding the evidence of what they do, but we're going to keep trying to find them. 2 circus tigers are shot dead in China after mauling a keeper to death and escaping. Circuses, really? Why in 2021 do we still have circuses using wild animals? What is the matter with us? What is the matter with people? Call of the Wild proves costly as Saudi Arabia takes aim at exotic pets. I loved this article. I read this a few days ago, and they were imposing like a $7.8 million fine or $7.9 million fine if you get caught with an exotic cat. Yeah, that's the way to enforce the law. I love that, because it's these people that are trying to show off their wealth that they can afford a cheetah, and they should be able to pay those fines. And I think that would bring that stupid industry right to an end. Mountain lion breaks into a San Francisco Bay Area house filled with taxidermy trophy heads. Oh, that must have been awful for that cat. Can you imagine? That cat's going to have nightmares forever. Animal Haven zoo tiger passed around at a local elementary school, or elementary and high school. We reached out on that and raised all kinds of bloody cane, and now somebody had told me that they then handed off the tiger to somebody else, and so we're going to have to look into where that poor cub has ended up. And Marty Irby, Tiger King, pushed authorities to take action against animal abuse. Now it's Congress's turn. And that's absolutely the case. Congress needs to pass the Big Cat Public Safety Act like right now, before another cat like India is out roaming around the streets of Houston again. A lion tamer was brutally attacked in a Russian circus show. All I can say to that is karma. Are mountain lion attacks common? Why cougars, pumas are misunderstood? And I think most of these we have already seen. So I have a coordinator report from Lauren Grant. This is from May the 28th. And it says, we had an excellent day today. Linda started the day with AM meds and supplements. Beth Ann, Dylan, Deidre, and Taylor fed the cats. Dee Dee, Riley, Steph G, and Cat H cleaned the little cats. Dylan, Taylor, and I cleaned the big cats. Riley, Dee Dee, Taylor, and Dylan all worked on food prep. Dylan, Taylor, and Riley organized the freezers and did meat inventory. Chores were done a little early, so Riley, Taylor, and I hosed down the Keeper Cafe porch to alleviate the dust that is built up. Oh my gosh, it's so dry here. What I would give for some rain. Hopefully it will start raining in the next week so the dust will settle back down. It's supposed to rain. We're all praying for it. We managed to get some enrichment time in today too. Afton finished the day with PM meds and supplements. Thank you again, everyone, for the hard work today. And that is from Lauren Grant. You can stay up to date with us everywhere. We are Big Cat Rescue. If you are not on Clubhouse yet, we have a Clubhouse room called Big Cats, and Deb and Karen and I go in there and we talk to you just like you hear me talking now. I can hear your voices and we can discuss big cats to your heart's content, and that's over at Clubhouse in the room called Big Cats. You can find us on all the social channels as Big Cat Rescue, and of course our website is our biggest resource for information. It's over 10,000 pages, and that's at bigcatrescue.org.